Straight ahead on the Valley today, new information this morning about a crash on the interstate that sent one man to the hospital, and authorities say that car was stolen.
Plus, how one neighbor stopped a fire from destroying a home with a garden hose.
And this morning, we are starting out very warm, 59 degrees already, and we're going to be heating up throughout the day. Lisa Green has a quick check of your forecast.
But we start this morning with that new information on the crash on I-29. Fargo emergency crews responded last night on I-29 near the Main Avenue exit just before 10 last night.
And we are now learning this morning that the vehicle was reported stolen and the driver was charged with driving under the influence. The driver, a 25-year-old man, was not wearing his seatbelt when he lost control of that vehicle while speeding. He then hit a concrete base of a sign. He does have serious injuries and was taken to Sanford Health, where he is reportedly now in stable condition.
Also new this morning, voters in Grand Forks shot down a proposal to build a new mega school on the north end of the city. A number of issues deterred voters in yesterday's special election, from higher taxes to not wanting their neighborhood schools to close.
Among other things, a yes vote would have turned the space adjacent to Valley Middle School into a 243,000 square foot school capable of housing 1,000 students in kindergarten through 8th grade. It would have consolidated Valley Middle School and 3 elementary schools, West, which has already closed, along with Wilder and Winship.
It's now 10 minutes before 7. Like we mentioned right away, it's already warm out there, Lisa.
Yeah, warm weather, and that's going to cook up some thunderstorms again today as we head into the afternoon hours. We do have a severe weather risk. Timing will be late afternoon and into the evening hours for us. And looking at our map here, you can see in the deeper green, that's where we're looking at a marginal risk and where we've got the potential for some of these storms to more likely produce some severe weather. So looking at where our threats are mostly concerned, that's in the large hail category. We're looking at hail that could be over 1 inch in diameter and high winds that could gust up to 60 miles per hour. The tornado risk is low, flooding risk low. Of course, there's always that threat for localized flooding in a heavy thunderstorm. So again, this is late afternoon and into the evening hours tonight. These will be scattered along a cold front, so not everybody gets hit, but the potential is certainly there. And leading up to that is the heat. We're looking at temperatures into the 50s and 60s this morning, so running a lot milder than the last couple of mornings. Remember, yesterday and Monday, we had some areas starting in the 30s. Well, today, 50s and 60s, 59 in Fargo, 62 in Grand Forks. A little breezy too this morning. We've got some places with some gusts out of the south or southwest into the 20s, including Fargo, southerly gust to 22 miles per hour. And that'll get a little stronger as we head into the afternoon hours today ahead of this system. So this morning, Southern Valley, lots of sunshine on our radar and satellite map here, but Northern Valley, you can see, especially north of Highway 2, we're looking at some clouds and the potential for a few sprinkles. Most of this drying up before it reaches the ground, but there is that potential for a sprinkle or two. So here's a look at the heat today. It's a good day to hit the pool or find some way to stay cool. We're looking at temperatures that are going to be soaring again, upper 80s to some mid 90s. Fargo high of about 92 degrees. We're going to have that chance for some thunderstorms in the afternoon, and again, some of them could be strong to severe. Once this system clears, we kind of step back a little bit in our temperatures, not as intensely warm, but still some summertime temps coming our way. 70s and 80s through the rest of the week, end of the weekend and beyond, with some unsettled weather, a chance for more rain and thunder on Thursday in the afternoon and evening.
All right, but keep that VNL weather app handy today so you know if storms are coming.
We'll be keeping you posted.
Lisa, thank you. A Fargo man is now giving back in a big way. Norman Hayes was once homeless, and in his time of need, the New Life Center helped him get back on his feet, and now he's returning the favor.
Hayes recently moved to the area, and when he arrived, the unthinkable happened. A hotel he was staying in was broken into, and he lost everything. He ended up at the New Life Center after falling down on his luck. And as a thank you, he gave back by treating everyone at the center with dinner.
These people have been so helpful, you know, and enlightening. It made me do one or two things. It made me want to go back to college, so I'm going to go back for my bachelor's. And then on top of that, it made me want to stay here in Fargo.
Hayes says he plans to start a barbecue business in the near future. He's also working with his employer to help others in the shelter get jobs.
What was supposed to be an online hiring ad featuring a Hornbacher's bagger, Miles Frost, ended with nearly 600 Facebook comments and dozens of shares, all of them with rave reviews about Miles' friendly personality and his famous fist bumps.
I feel like I'm kind of making a difference in somebody's day, and that really makes me feel good.
He is like that shining star when you walk in. You know, no matter what kind of day you're having, if it's the worst day ever, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you're in the worst mood, you run into Miles and he will just turn that around for you.
The store manager also says Miles gets between 7 to 10 positive customer survey mentions every week and says it's not uncommon to see a long line in whichever lane Miles is working that day. Now you can watch much more of Miles' story on our VNL News app. Just click on this story.
Quick thinking by a Fargo neighbor stopped a fire from destroying a home in South Fargo. Crews arrived at 420 11th Avenue South just before 6 yesterday evening.
They found a pile of debris burning behind the house and a neighbor using a garden hose to try and put out the flames. While the fire did damage to parts of the exterior, authorities say the neighbor's actions kept it from getting any worse, and firefighters were able to take care of the rest.
Material that was seemed to be burning was construction debris that had been removed from the house. They're doing some remodeling projects currently, and this was the material that had been discarded from the home.
Nobody is living at the home at this time. However, contractors were working there.
Investigators don't know yet what started that fire, but they do not consider it suspicious. A West Fargo corridor project is continuing to delay traffic, and it will be for quite a bit longer. The city of West Fargo, though, is hosting a meeting this evening to provide an update on what people can expect.
We check in this morning with the Valley Today's Brian Sherrod. He joins us live from the area that you can see is quite the mess at this point. Inside it's an organized mess to the crews working out there, but no good for drivers.
Well, good morning, Jordan and Lisa. That's exactly right. It is an organized mess, and they actually just started coming out here to get this work done. You know, just 3 weeks ago, we were telling you about how this road was being fixed for their Phase 1 project, which is completed. But now you can see that the road is completely scraped up. They're getting ready to do their Phase 2 project that's going to be working on water mains, their sewer and sanitation services when it comes to this area. And they're just now getting started. They just arrived on scene, so more work to be done. But again, it is going to mess around with your routes of driving, so you want to be extra cautious with that. Now, this comes from the ending of its service life or being undersized. The city will add streetscaping to strengthen the area's destination appeal and improve walkability, costing over $2 million. This will include new concrete, curb, and gutter, and diagonal and parallel parking, to name a few. Now, the total cost of this project is over $10 million, being paid from their funding plan. This includes construction costs, utility relocations, and consulting for starters. And this comes from the Capital Improvement and Economic Development sales tax, with revenues from water and sewer fees. And the meeting will be tonight in the Commission Chambers at West Fargo City Hall at 5:15, and the meeting is open to the public. Now, also letting you know, just again, be cautious when you're going around this area. You can't drive on Cheyenne Street, so you're going to have to take the extra necessary precautions to get to where you need to go. I recommend leaving earlier. Well, I'm not sure the timetable of this project. That might be another thing they'll bring up tonight, so you'll have to attend a meeting and also stay along with us with your VNL News app to find the details of what to expect. But again, the project is looking very, very nice. Well, organized nice is what I heard you guys say earlier. Let's go with that, and that's just an update for you guys right now. What to expect for the meeting.
Tough for the businesses in that area, and of course the West Fargo Street Fair also had to be moved. It's typically, in that area,
yes,
but it had to be moved to a different part of West Fargo. So it'll be worth it in the end.
Just got to get through our next season of construction. Thank you. Safety concerns and questions over effectiveness have prompted a review of Fargo's wildlife management program.
It was started in 2006. 45 people were selected to bow hunt deer as a way to control the population. During a hearing last night, nearly everyone who spoke supported keeping the program.
Fargo police say there have not been any serious incidents reported surrounding that management program, but they don't want to wait until something bad happens to take action. Yesterday's input will then be presented to the City Commission on Monday. A child is in the hospital after being hit by a vehicle. The Trail County Sheriff's deputies and Hillsborough Ambulance responded to a Blanchard address for a report of a 4-year-old child possibly run over by a vehicle.
He was then taken to a Fargo hospital with unknown injuries. The vehicle involved was pulling a trailer. It appears the child was actually hit, and it is unknown yet if the trailer is actually what ran over the child.
North Dakota lawmakers held another meeting on what to do about a special session this fall.
A select committee made the rules that will allow them to get their extra work done more quickly, but the time saved may not be enough to avoid a special session.
Legislative leaders confirmed they're in talks with the governor to call them back in just a few months.
We're going to keep it down to a minimum. We're not going to let anything come in. We're going to sit down and visit about what's important and bring it forward.
Lawmakers said there is a possibility the law causing this bottleneck could be changed, but they can only change it when everyone is in Bismarck. This means they would need to have a special session in order to avoid a special session. Twist, a restaurant in downtown Fargo, it is now closed, but the owners say they look forward to seeing patrons again soon. The team is citing challenges with both labor and supply chain for the closure, on top of the continually rising cost of ingredients and supplies.
They say, however, they're reconsidering their approach and are looking forward to introducing a new concept to downtown Fargo soon.
And speaking of downtown Fargo, we just got a preview of that Jasper Hotel, which is opening up in the RDO building, what was known as Block 9 down there. And Lisa, I believe you'll be talking about that more.
A lot more. Show some pictures from the event that happened last night. Just a gorgeous view, some of the conference rooms and different things looking down on Fargo. It was just beautiful. Yeah, we'll talk much more about that coming up at 9. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. This happens 818 times every second in the summer.
The answer is a hot dog is eaten. It
Makes
is
sense.
the food of summer. You can play along every day. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. Join us on the CW.